Yo, what's up, guys? Man, oh man, do Milan know how to make things interesting? But luckily enough, Milan squeak out of Como with 3 points, defeating them 2-1, and an unconvincing performance today again, guys. I would say. Now, obviously, we had the pretty horrendous performance on Saturday, sorry, against Cagliari, and that was a pretty bad performance. And then today again, Milan, luckily enough, was able to win this game by sheer individual talent today, guys. Because once again, guys, I felt this game, Milan were not good enough again today, especially in that first half. My God, they were absolutely horrendous again in the first half today, guys. Como were the way better side. They were threatening Milan a lot more. Milan couldn't place 2 to 3 passes together, having a lot of difficulties, holding on to the ball, making the right passes. It was just an extremely frustrating half. Milan maybe had only one good chance with Reinders, but Como's keeper made the save. It was a really difficult game for Milan, guys. Obviously, like I said, Milan played on Saturday, so they didn't get much rest, and you're basically playing the same 11 as they did on Saturday. Now, the only difference was, obviously, Benacer had started this game over Yunus Musa, but Benacer didn't really make much of a difference, of course. Fofana, he looked tired. Reinders looks tired. These guys look tired, honestly, if you guys ask me. And unfortunately, Milan don't really have much guys to rotate because everyone's on the injured list, for God's sakes. And everyone's injured, for Christ's sakes. Chakwuezi's injured, Cheek's injured. Now this stuff with Noah Okafor, his canceled deal with Red Bull Leipzig. His loan move has been canceled now because he's overweight and out of shape. He's not even injured, for God's sake. So now we're getting Okafor back, and he's not even ready to go because Leipzig said he wasn't good enough to play for them. So how is he able to be good enough to play for Milan, right? So too many injuries, guys, for this team. Now Morata, he gets suspended now too. He gets a yellow card. Too many yellow cards in this game as well. The team just did not look good in that first half, guys, and they look completely disjointed, and it was the same problems they had in the Cagliari game as they did in this Como game, and shit just continued to roll in the wrong directions for Milan because obviously in the second half we saw Como score a goal in the 60th minute, and they took the 1-0 lead, and you're thinking to yourself, what the hell is going on with this team, to play so badly in the first half under Conceição. The fact that Milan have 0 goals in the first half, guys, is absolutely horrendous to me, and then to concede a goal to Como, it's the only way to seem to activate this team for some reason, guys, because after Como scored the goal, Milan turned it up a little bit, and then we saw Teo score a goal off the corner, and then not even 5 to 10 minutes later, Abraham, who came in from Morata at halftime, puts in a beautiful ball to Rafa, and Rafa chips it over the keeper there, and Milan took the 2-1 lead, undeservingly so, I would say, guys, because Como were the way better side. Obviously, Como play once a week, so they have a lot more energy compared to us as Milan fans, right? Watching the team play every 3 days, right? And then obviously, Milan obviously had some time in defense. Como was starting to press them a little bit. Magnan made a big save late in the game there with his foot. Some scary opportunities there for Como at the end, but Milan was able to find a way to get the 3 points and get away with the win there. But guys, it's just like the frustration continues to mount for us Milan fans. Watching Emerson Royal play a right back, absolutely horrendous guy. The guy's horrendous, honestly. I'm honestly amazed that we spent 15 million euros on this guy, honestly. And then he wins man of the match. I don't know who's voting man of the match for this game here, but Emerson Royal was not man of the match. Absolutely mind-boggling that he was. And this is another indictment on Milan's management where you can't rest a guy like Fofana. You don't have a player with the same characteristics as him on the bench, so you have to play him every single game. Same with Reinders. These guys are unable to get a break. We saw Pulisic get injured in the first half. He had to come out. You have to play Jimenez, who's naturally a fullback, playing in an attacking role. That is a big problem, guys. That's why we are struggling as a team right now because, like I've been saying, the injuries have really hurt this team, and now the Okafor deal collapses. Does that affect possibly a deal for Marcus Rashford? Who knows, guys? There's obviously some chatter about Kyle Walker as well, but there's a lot of talk about how Milan cannot sign both of them. They can only pick one. And if you guys ask me, watching this game today, and specifically Milan's attack, it is very clear that they need to go after Marcus Rashford at all costs because they absolutely need another attacker. Because, guys, look how flat Milan looks in the attack. Morata, he's a nice player, but he just doesn't give us enough in that number 9 role, like Giroud did for years. Morata's just not giving us enough. I know he's not getting service, and the team's not giving him the ball enough, but he just doesn't do enough for this team, guys, And it's just frustrating to see Milan have these big periods in the game where they just look lifeless, and it's just very frustrating to watch, Milan struggling against bottom teams like this. We've dropped so many points against these bottom feeder clubs, guys, and thank God we won today, because it was looking bad at moments in this game. I thought for sure we were going to drop points, but luckily enough, Colton Sal's mentality, making sure these players do not give up, battle to the final whistle. That's what they did again today, guys. This is their third comeback win out of the 4 games under Colton Sal. I'm just even more frustrated now that we dropped points on Saturday with that Manyan Howler. Milan could have been 4-0. We could have been tied on points with Juventus. Juventus is our next opponent. We could have been tied on points if Juve do lose today to Atalanta. They're drawn 0-0 right now at halftime. So it's a big game today for Atalanta Juve. Hopefully Atalanta get a result, because if Milan do get a result against Juventus, guys, we're tied on points with Juve. We'd be in 5th place. Champions League is right there, guys. But Milan's form needs to get better, guys. Colton Sal said it after the game. We need to get better. We need to press higher. There's a lot of things that this team he needs to get out of, and he needs to pull the passion back into the squad, guys, because you could see it that in times in this game and even the Cagliari game, they just look too lifeless, guys. Now, in regards to the transfer window, guys, like I said about Marcus Rashford and Kyle Walker, I absolutely hope to God that we can get Marcus Rashford in. Now, Man United's going to have to eat half of his salary. Of course, he makes like 14 million euros annually, so it's absolutely way too much money for Milan to take on their own, so they've asked Man United to take on half the salary. But if you can bring in a guy like Marcus Rashford in, man, oh man, that would really help Milan to attack. And if Conceição did want to play a 4-2-3-1, you could play Pulisic down the middle and Rashford on the right. But now with Pulisic possibly being out for extended period of time, especially with this Juve game coming up, Milan need to act quickly in the market and go get a guy like Rashford that can really help this team. Juventus just signed Kolo Muani today, and Juve, obviously, they've had some trouble in the attack as well. So they go and sign Randall Kolo Muani from PSG. So I think Milan's move now is to go and get Marcus Rashford, because obviously Chiquezi's out, Pulisic's out. You can't be playing Jimenez at right wing for an extended period of time. He's good to maybe come off the bench and defend the lead, but to play for 70, 80 minutes in that position, no way in hell can Milan afford to do that. They need to go get a guy like Marcus Rashford. Hopefully they can get the deal done sooner rather than later. Obviously, there's a lot of competition for Rashford, but it seems like Milan is his preferred destination, guys, and we really need a guy like him to help this team, because we look flat in attack at times, guys. If it wasn't for Rafa Leao and Teo Hernandez today, Milan would have dropped points again today. Obviously Rafa and Teo didn't have a great game on Saturday, but listen, when it matters most, guys, those two came up big for Milan once again today. I liked Abraham's game. I thought Abraham played okay. That ball he put into Leao was spectacular. Tammy Abraham really wants to stay at Milan, so he's going to do whatever it takes to get a permanent move at Milan. He's probably going to start against Juventus, so he's really going to have a big performance if he wants to continue starting for Milan moving forward, guys. But now that Milan got to play Juve on Saturday, they got to rest now. Get some guys back, I don't know how long Cheek's going to be out for. Chiquezi's probably a couple weeks away. Okafor's back now, but he's probably not good to go. Morata's suspended for the Juventus game. So Conceição's going to have to figure out something for this game on Saturday. Maybe go to a 4-4-2. Chao and Tomori have been okay. They haven't really caused any problems. In defense, they look pretty solid. Obviously, I would prefer Jimenez starting at right back over Emerson Royal, of course. But it doesn't seem that's going to be the case on Saturday. Probably going to be Royal at right back, Jimenez on the right, guys. That's probably going to be the case for Saturday's game against Juventus. But this team here, guys, the management needs to act swiftly in the market. Get some reinforcements in here. This team, you can see they're lacking too many injuries as well. We're really suffering in the attack specifically. So I really hope that Milan can get this deal done for Marcus Rashford. They really need a player of his quality, his pace. He needs a fresh scenery now. So maybe he comes in and maybe he lights the team on fire and maybe gets some goals and really ignites this attack for Milan. But guys, Milan, luckily enough, get the 3 points, squeaking away with a win against Como. I would say undeservingly so, but we get the 3 points. We move on to the big game against Juventus on Saturday. Massive, massive game now, because if Milan win it, like I said, they'll be level on points with Juventus in 5th place. Would be absolutely huge if they do drop points and lose to Atalanta today, guys. But guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Forza Milan sempre, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're a mort. Ciao, guys.